What if I told you that one single chapter in the Bible contains vocabulary and grammar structures that could transform your English fluency forever? You're about to discover why Psalm 50 is considered by English language experts as one of the most powerful texts for mastering advanced English concepts. This ancient poem doesn't just teach you words, it teaches you how native speakers think, how they build dramatic tension, and how they use language to create unforgettable impact. By the end of this journey through Psalm 50, you'll understand why thousands of English learners consider this text their breakthrough moment. The techniques you're about to learn have been hidden in plain sight for centuries, and today, we're unlocking every single secret. The opening verse hits you like thunder. The Lord, the Mighty One, is God, and He has spoken. Notice how English uses capitalization for emphasis and respect. The Lord in all capitals is a translation technique that shows ultimate authority. The phrase Mighty One demonstrates how English combines adjectives with one to create powerful descriptions. You could say the tall one, the brave one, or the clever one. This construction makes your English sound more sophisticated and native-like. The verb has spoken uses present perfect tense, showing an action completed in the past that still affects the present. When God speaks, His words don't just disappear, they continue to have power today. This is exactly how you should think about present perfect tense in your own English conversation. He has summoned all humanity from where the sun rises to where it sets. Here's a beautiful example of English poetry within prose. Instead of saying from east to west, the text uses where the sun rises to where it sets. This poetic language technique, called periphrasis, makes your English more colorful and memorable. Native speakers love this kind of descriptive language. You can apply this same technique when you say where the heart beats fastest instead of in exciting moments, or where dreams take flight instead of in inspiring places. The word humanity is more formal than people or humans, and using it elevates your vocabulary level instantly. From Mount Zion, the perfection of beauty, God shines in glorious radiance. This sentence teaches you about appositives. When you place extra information between commas to describe a noun, Mount Zion, the perfection of beauty, shows how you can add descriptive phrases to make your English more sophisticated. You could say, my teacher, a woman of great patience, helped me understand, or the movie, a masterpiece of cinema, changed my perspective. The phrase glorious radiance combines an adjective with a noun to create powerful imagery. This pattern appears everywhere in advanced English: tremendous courage, magnificent beauty, extraordinary talent. Our God approaches, and He is not silent. Fire devours everything in His way, and a great storm rages around Him. These sentences demonstrate the power of present tense for dramatic effect. Even though this describes God's eternal nature, the present tense makes it feel immediate and urgent. The verb devours is much stronger than eats or consumes. It suggests complete destruction. Advanced English learners need to build their vocabulary with these powerful action verbs. Rages is another intense verb that means more than just happens. It suggests wild, uncontrolled fury. When you learn these dynamic verbs, your English becomes more vivid and engaging. He calls on the heavens above and earth below to witness the judgment of His people. The phrase calls on means to formally request or summon. It's more official than just asks. Notice the parallel structure: heavens above and earth below. This balance in language creates rhythm and makes sentences memorable. You can use this technique in your own speaking, friends near and far, challenges big and small, or dreams old and new. The word witness as a verb means to see and testify about something important. In legal English, witnesses provide testimony in court, just as heaven and earth provide testimony here about God's justice. Bring my faithful people to me, those who made a covenant with me by giving sacrifices. The dash here introduces an explanation or clarification. In modern English, we use dashes to add extra information dramatically. The word covenant is a formal agreement or promise, much stronger than a simple contract. When you learn these biblical terms, you're also learning sophisticated English vocabulary that appears in literature, law, and formal writing. Faithful means loyal and trustworthy. It's a character quality that English speakers deeply respect and frequently discuss. Then let the heavens proclaim his justice, for God himself will be the judge. The word proclaim means to announce publicly and officially. It's more formal than say or tell. The phrase for God himself uses himself for emphasis, showing that God personally will judge, not through representatives. This reflexive pronoun technique adds power to your English. You can say, I myself will handle this, or she herself confirmed it, to show personal involvement and authority. The concept of justice appears throughout English literature and legal systems, making it essential vocabulary for advanced learners. O my people, listen as I speak. Here are my charges against you, O Israel. I am God, your God. The O at the beginning is a vocative, a formal way to address someone directly. It's like saying hey, but much more respectful and dramatic. Listen as I speak uses present tense to create immediacy. The word charges in this context means formal accusations, like in a courtroom. This legal vocabulary appears frequently in English news, movies, and literature. The repetition, I am God, your God, emphasizes the personal relationship between God and his people through possessive pronouns. I have no complaint about your sacrifices or the burnt offerings you constantly offer. Complaint is a milder word than accusation. It suggests dissatisfaction rather than anger. The adverb constantly modifies the verb offer, showing continuous action. This is perfect practice for adverb placement in English. You can say constantly work, frequently travel, or regularly exercise. The phrase burnt offerings teaches you how English forms compound nouns by combining adjectives with nouns to create specific religious, cultural, or technical terms. But I do not need the bulls from your barns or the goats from your pens. This sentence shows contrast using but at the beginning. The preposition from indicates source or origin. Notice how specific the language is. Not just animals, but bulls from barns and goats from pens. This specificity makes English more precise and professional. When you speak English, avoid general terms like things or stuff. Instead, use specific nouns like documents from offices, books from libraries, or tools from workshops. This precision shows advanced English mastery. For all the animals of the forest are mine, and I own the cattle on 1,000 hills. The word for here means because it introduces a reason or explanation. 1,000 hills is a poetic way of saying everywhere or countless places. This hyperbolic language technique appears throughout English poetry and literature. Native speakers understand that 1,000 often means very many rather than exactly 1,000. You can use similar expressions. I've told you 1,000,000 times, or there are 100 reasons why. This figurative language makes your English more natural and expressive. I know every bird on the mountains, and all the animals of the field are mine. The verb know here doesn't just mean intellectual awareness. It suggests intimate, personal knowledge. This is the difference between knowing about someone and actually knowing them personally. The phrase every bird emphasizes God's complete knowledge. In English, every with singular nouns creates powerful emphasis. Every person, every opportunity, every challenge. The prepositions on the mountains and of the field show location and belonging. Crucial skills for English fluency. If I were hungry, I would not tell you, for all the world is mine and everything in it. This conditional sentence uses the subjunctive mood. If I were hungry, I would not tell you. This is advanced English grammar that many learners struggle with. The subjunctive was is used for hypothetical situations. You can practice this with, if I were rich, I would travel, or if she were here, she would help. The phrase uses in it to refer back to the world, showing how pronouns connect ideas in English sentences. Do I eat the meat of bulls? Do I drink the blood of goats? These rhetorical questions expect no answer. They make a point through questioning. Rhetorical questions are powerful tools in English speaking and writing. They engage your audience and emphasize your point. You can use them in presentations. Why do we study English? Because it opens doors worldwide. How do we improve? Through consistent practice. The phrase meat of bulls shows the genitive of construction to show what something is made from or consists of. Make thankfulness your sacrifice to God, and keep the vows you made to the Most High. The verb make here means let or cause to become. This causative use of make is essential for advanced English. Make peace your priority. Make learning your goal, or make excellence your standard. The word vows means serious promises, usually made in religious or marriage ceremonies. The Most High is a title for God, showing how English uses the plus adjectives to create formal titles. The Almighty, the Eternal, or the Supreme. Then call on me when you are in trouble, and I will rescue you, and you will give me glory. This sentence shows cause and effect through time sequence. When, then, and understanding these connecting words helps you build complex, sophisticated sentences. Call on means to request help from someone, especially in formal or religious contexts. Rescue is a powerful verb meaning to save from danger, stronger than just help. The word glory as a noun means honor, praise, and recognition. When you give glory to someone, you acknowledge their greatness publicly. But God says to the wicked, why bother reciting my decrees and pretending to obey my covenant? The phrase why bother expresses frustration or pointlessness. It's very common in conversational English. You might say, why bother studying if you won't practice? Or why bother cooking if nobody will eat? Reciting means repeating words from memory, like reciting poetry or laws. Pretending to obey shows the difference between genuine obedience and fake compliance. This psychological insight appears frequently in English literature and daily conversation. For you refuse my discipline and treat my words like trash. The verb refuse is stronger than don't want it, shows deliberate rejection. Discipline here means correction or training, not punishment. The phrase treat like trash is a simile showing disrespect. You can create similar comparisons. Treat like gold, handle like glass, or guard like treasure. This figurative language makes your English more colorful and memorable. Native speakers constantly use these comparisons to make abstract concepts concrete and understandable. When you see thieves, you approve of them, and you spend your time with adulterers. The conditional when you see introduces a specific situation. Approve of means to support or agree with something. It's more formal than like. The phrase spend time with is a common collocation meaning to be in someone's company regularly. Adulterers refers to people who break marriage vows. This vocabulary appears in literature, news, and legal contexts. Learning these moral and ethical terms helps you understand English culture and values. Your mouth is filled with wickedness, and your tongue is full of lies. This poetic language uses body parts to represent speech and communication. Mouth and tongue both refer to speaking, but mouth suggests the source while tongue suggests the instrument. The words wickedness and lies are strong moral terms. Wickedness is more severe than badness. It suggests evil intent. These parallel structures filled with ... full of create, rhythm, and emphasis in English, making your speech more powerful and memorable. You sit around and slander your brother, your own mother's son. The phrasal verb sit around suggests laziness or wasting time. Slander, as a verb, means to say false, damaging things about someone. It's a legal term that you'll encounter in news and formal contexts. The phrase your own mother's son emphasizes the family relationship through repetition and specific detail. This technique shows how English uses redundancy for emotional emphasis instead of just saying your brother. The text says your brother, your own mother's son, to make the betrayal feel worse. While you did all this, I remained silent, and you thought I didn't care. But now I will rebuke you, listing all my charges against you. The word while shows simultaneous actions in the past. Remain suggests choosing to stay in a particular state. It's more deliberate than just was. The phrase I didn't care uses simple past negative to show a false assumption. Rebuke is a formal word meaning to criticize severely for wrongdoing. Listing as a gerund shows the method of rebuke. These legal and formal terms help you understand serious English discourse. Repent, all of you who forget me, or I will tear you apart, and no one will help you. Repent means to feel sorry for wrongdoing and change behavior. It's stronger than just apologize. The phrase all of you who forget me uses a relative clause with who to specify exactly which people need to repent. Tear you apart is a violent metaphor for complete destruction. The phrase no one will help you emphasizes complete abandonment through negative pronouns. This dramatic language creates urgency and shows consequences clearly. But giving thanks is a sacrifice that truly honors me. If you keep to my path, I will reveal to you the salvation of God. The gerund giving thanks acts as a subject of the sentence. This is advanced English grammar. Sacrifice here means something valuable given up for a higher purpose. The adverb truly emphasizes genuine versus fake honor. Keep to my path means to follow consistently. Keep to is a phrasal verb meaning to continue following something. Reveal means to show or make known something hidden. Salvation is deliverance from sin and its consequences. These abstract theological concepts require sophisticated vocabulary that appears throughout English literature and culture. The beauty of Psalm 50 lies not just in its spiritual message, but in its demonstration of advanced English techniques that you can apply immediately. From rhetorical questions to conditional sentences, from powerful vocabulary to poetic imagery, this text shows you how English works at its highest level. Every phrase teaches you something new about grammar, vocabulary, or cultural understanding. When you master these techniques, you're not just learning English, you're learning to think and express yourself like a native speaker. The patterns you've discovered today will transform how you approach every English conversation, every piece of writing, every opportunity to communicate with power and precision.